Welcome back, Rankers. You're getting into the swing of it yet, 2013. How's it going? Yes, well, we're getting there. But where were the holidays? Where did they go? Disappeared, right? It was like 4 months ago. Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about something that Facebook has launched this week. It's called retargeting. And a lot of you may be familiar with Google AdWords remarketing, which is basically displaying your ad on a website to someone who may have been to your site before. But before I get into that, I just want to explain a fundamental difference between display advertising, what I call display advertising, and I'll show you some examples of that, and search marketing, whether it be AdWords or whether it be search marketing on Bing or Yahoo or any other search engine. There is a fundamental difference between search marketing and display advertising. And the easiest way for me to explain it, and the way I've always explained it, is by saying that search marketing isn't part of what I call the interrupted space. And the interrupted space is traditional marketing has always been about interrupting our space. It's about putting that billboard in front of us, interrupting our drive to work. It's been about, putting that ad on the old radio, interrupting our music listening. It's about putting the ad on the television, interrupting our viewing. You get the picture, right? It's about billboards on the back of taxi cabs, interrupting our view there as well, right? So there's all this form. I'm not saying it doesn't work. Of course it works. It works really well. It depends on your business. But it's all about getting in front of you, even though you weren't necessarily interested in that product. And Facebook is no different. Facebook is display advertising. It is part of the interrupted space. I mean, look at this. Little feet of macaroons. This is my Facebook feed. Monash University. Hot CPA campaigns. I mean, I'm not in Smooth FM. I'm not interested in any of these things. New music from Birds of Tokyo. I'm so old, I don't even know who they are. Why are you telling me? I'm not interested. That's the interrupted space, okay? It's interrupting my view. But the difference with search marketing, if you want to compare it to traditional advertising, you would compare it to something like this. Now, you may recall this used to be a lot bigger. It used to be about this big by yay big, and of course there used to be two of them. Now there's just the one. But this is what Google essentially has replaced, because you used to go to a book like this before the web when you wanted to buy something, when you wanted to hire someone. You were going there at that point when you wanted it. The rest of the time it just sat on the shelf, didn't interrupt your space at all. But when you opened it, you chose to open it and look at it and decide. That's what search marketing is, right? So in its simplest form, search marketing is about being ready when your buyer is looking for the thing that you sell, whatever it might be. Now, getting back to this search retargeting, there's an excellent article, and I kind of disagree with a couple of points. But it is still a great article and gives you a great overview and a great idea of what this search retargeting is. And it's by Ben, I've broken my glasses, can't read his surname, on Search Engine Watch. And the difference I'll explain AdWords remarketing first. AdWords remarketing is about putting little bits of code on certain pages of your site, so you might have it in your shopping cart, so that if someone doesn't complete a purchase, it will set a little bit of information in their cookie, basically because you've got the remarketing code on that shopping cart page, and they might just go around the web from then on. And if you've got a display campaign running, your ads will display in front of them, urging them to come back and make that purchase, complete that purchase. Alternatively, you may not want to advertise to people that have actually bought something from you. So you want to know that they've completed the checkout. And so then you won't display that thing that you're trying to sell to them because you know they've already bought. So this is in conjunction with the display AdWords campaign. So once again, it's the interrupted space type of advertising that we're talking about here. It's not, I'm looking for that thing right now. Facebook retargeting is slightly different because they are taking data or search data from a user, recently searched keywords, and then combining that with your with your Facebook metrics, which are quite powerful, of course, and creating display advertising that a user will see based on the search phrases or search queries they've used in the search engines. So you with me? So the ads that I would see here in that situation would be based on searches I've done recently. It's probably more relevant than the stuff that I'm seeing right here, but I don't agree with Ben, I can't read your surname, I've broken my glasses, because he says here, this is a real opportunity for people who are getting priced out of the AdWords market. Well, it's probably more relevant, but it's not as powerful as AdWords at all. It's probably as powerful as display AdWords, but not search AdWords. And I want to make that specific difference because Google has two very different types of advertising. There is the search marketing, and then there is interrupted space display advertising on everybody else's sites marketing. That is a big difference because to give you an indication, and you might be the same, on the weekend I was doing a search for a pressure cleaner, high water pressure cleaner. Well, I bought one. I don't need to see another ad about one. I don't want to be reminded. I certainly don't want to see ones cheaper than the one I bought because I've already got one. I bought a mulcher the other week and I did a lot of search for that. I don't want to see any ads about that. I did some decking work on the weekend and I searched and researched all about different stains and cleaners. Well, I've made my decisions there. That was just 48 hours ago. I don't need to see that again. Searches I made today, I probably don't need to see any ads about those because I've made my decision quickly. Now, where it may work for certain categories, where you're searching for a certain thing all the time, like what's on at the movies, or Indian restaurants, or those sorts of things, where there is certainly a history of you doing repeated searches either for a consumable or for an activity that you do on a regular basis, but the actual result that you do changes, if that makes sense. So you might go and see a different movie, you might go to a different restaurant. Make sense? That's where I can see search retargeting on Facebook working quite well. Now, if you have an opportunity to play with it, please let me know. We'd love to hear about it. And if you've got any questions, don't forget, send them through. Ask Jim at stuartmedia.com.au, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.